Hello, everyone. Welcome to your first official math group. First of all, congratulations on doing amazing on your first sixth grade math test. Your teachers have all identified you guys as students that have passed all of the skills and are looking for a challenge. So you are in the extension group for a few weeks here. So I'm Mrs. Richards. Mrs. Ravston is with you this week, and I am excited to meet you all next week when I come back. So let's really quick review my classroom rules. What do you need for math groups? A pencil. You need a good attitude and a pencil. We don't run for the furniture, or you don't get to sit there. Okay. There's also probably going to be a lot of kids in this group, which is awesome. We love that. But you also need to make sure you're working because there are a lot of kids in this group, okay? So you have to be in charge of yourself and make sure you're doing what you're supposed to be to stay in this group. Otherwise, we have to find somewhere else for you to go that maybe isn't going to be as fun as being in here. I promise you want to be in here. Okay, so we don't run for the furniture. We make sure we're sitting somewhere where we can be productive and get our work done. So also my other rule, ask for help. So the things you're learning in here are not just like more of the same stuff. It's adding on to what you already know, maybe using harder numbers, the next step to what you've already learned. And it's kind of for you to explore and try out. So you're going to get to questions at some point that you're not going to know how to do, and that's okay, but you have to ask for help. Do not sit the whole entire class period and do nothing, okay? So everybody's going to get a blue paper. It looks like this. Whoa, just like gave my eyeball a paper cut, my goodness. Okay, so it looks like this that you see up on the screen, and you're going to put the date here, and then at the end of the day, when it's time to clean up, the teacher will tell you, okay, record on your blue paper and get it turned in for the day. So you write the date and then you tell me like, I did 5 problems today. Awesome, because we're only in here for like 25 minutes. So I'm not expecting you to do like 30 problems a day, and sometimes depending on the problems, like it's only 2 or 3 problems because sometimes they're going to be tricky. Sometimes they're fast, but like some of these ones are pretty quick. Like you can compare, you can tell me what the opposite is. But we do get into harder ones, okay? So sometimes it might be like, right, like I only did 2 problems, but I was working hard. Or you need to be honest if you didn't work. Guys, I am not dumb. And I know if like after a week you don't have anything turned in, like you haven't checked off anything, that you probably haven't been working, okay? Like I'm pretty good at putting 2 and 2 together. So be honest. Tell me what you did. Like if you write like, wow, I was stuck on a problem, maybe that means tomorrow you need to go get help with it. And it doesn't have to be help from a teacher. It can be from anybody in the class. So make sure you're asking for help. So every day you need to be filling this out. At the end of the week, I kind of look through these. And if you haven't been working, you might get booted out of this class and have to go to a different one that is not at your level. And it's probably going to be boring for you. And it will have a lot more structure and you'll have a seat you have to sit in. So do what you need to stay here. Okay. So we're going to today, we're going to go through what are your options on here. How do you do them? So you might not do a lot of math today. So you're going to have to just kind of sit and listen. So what this says here is here's the assignments you can choose from. And this is where it is, how you do it, and then you get it initialed when it's done. So there are, you said right here, it says you have to choose at least 4 out of the 5 of these before you could move on to computer activities. And oh, I remembered another rule of my class. You have to show work. If you do not show it, you do not know it. I know sometimes they're really easy, but you can still like draw me a number line, prove it somehow. It's really quick, but you have to show your work. That's why a lot of these are on paper, so you have something to write on. If you need more paper, we can get you more scratch paper. So really quick, we're going to go through these activities, and then once you've done 4 of these, then you can either choose to do the 5th one, or you can choose some of these computer activities. But you can't use a computer until you have 4 teacher initials here. So the first activity is called Compare Rational Numbers Trick or Treat Maze. So you start here, it's already done the first one for you, and you're finding and circling the path to get down here to the candy. So if it's correct, that tells you where to go, what path to take, and it says you must have proof. Here's some ways you can do it. You can compare decimals, draw a picture, use a number line, create common denominators. So here was 7 and 4/10, 7 and 8/100. I lined them up, added that extra placeholder. I can see that 4 is greater than 0. That is not hard for me to show the work. It took me 30 seconds. I circle that one. So, and it also says you cannot go diagonally. So I know I'm not going this way. So either this one or this one is going to be correct. And I have to circle it and prove which one. And then I carry on from there till I get to the candy. So that is one option you can do, is the trick or treat maze. Next up, there is an absolute value color by number. So you solve these problems, and then it says whatever the answer is, you color that on this, on the back, a certain color. There is an A and B version of this. So, woo, answers. Okay, so maybe if you were paying attention, you got an answer. So there's an A and B. So if you grab one, it might not be the same as somebody else's. Just heads up on that. So next up, there is a Halloween costume scavenger hunt. So you're going to find this page in the classroom, and you have a paper that looks like this that you're recording your answers on. So you start on this very first one here, and you go and you do this problem. You show your work in the box, you write your answer down. Whatever this answer is, it's not 96, I can tell you that. So you go and do this problem, and then the answer to this problem is on the top of another page somewhere in the room. They don't just go in order around the room. You have to go find it, right? It's a scavenger hunt. And you're going to do that problem, and then you can't find the answer on the top of a page. Maybe you didn't do that one right. So you need to go back, and you're just going across your page. So your page is in order, but the work around the room is not. So you're going to be up, moving, going to those problems around the room. And then let's see, what else do we have here? So there's some adding and subtracting integers with positive and negative numbers. This is new. So there's a couple ways you can do this. On the back board, there are several examples of how you can do this. So you can count them out and cross them out, kind of like this, or put them together. So there's this called the chip method. So you can, or counters, so you can learn how to do it with counters. You can learn how to do it on a number line, or you can just read about the rules. There's 3 ways. They all tell you the same information. It just depends on what makes sense in your brain, and then you can answer these questions with some proof of work. You cannot just put an answer. So this one, and here's even another way. They explained it and they colored it, or you can show the chip method or the number line method, or you can just write and explain how you got your answer, but you can't just put an answer. So, and the 5th assignment is a whodunit mystery. So you solve this problem, and it says use your solutions to eliminate the suspects. It's like whatever number 1 is it A, B, or C? Then you come down here and you find the A, B, or C, and you cross it off. It's not that one. If the answer is this, then it's not that. So you're trying to find who was the suspect, who was the victim, what was the weapon. So you get to choose which one you want to start with. Just get one paper for now. So you're going to get this blue paper. You're going to put your name at the top, and then you're going to go and choose one of the things. There's a little label on the front that says what they are. You pick the one you want to start with, and then you're going to staple them together right by where your name goes. Not over here, right by where your name goes. You staple them together, and then there's a basket for A and there's a basket for B. So if you have math groups before lunch, make sure you put yours in the A basket. If you have math groups after lunch, make sure you put yours in the B basket. And then when you guys come into class, we'll just spread them out. So we'll pull them all out. We'll kind of spread them out. You just come and pick yours up and get to work. So remember, we are making good choices about where we sit. We are getting work done. We are asking for help if we are stuck. Okay, guys? Like, you got to do that. There's going to be probably like 45 kids in here. I don't always know what everybody's doing. I'm counting on you to be your best self, to work, and to ask for help when you need it. Okay, so go ahead and you can start getting your papers, and you might have a few minutes to get going and get started on whatever activity you picked first. So good luck. Great job on your test. Can't wait to meet you next week.